The announcement in Sydney ended months of speculation over whether Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison would follow through on an apparent change in position regarding Israel.
Australia now recognises West Jerusalem being the seat of the Knesset and many of the institutions of government is the capital of Israel. West Jerusalem is the capital of Israel.
Australia follows the United States, which also recognizes Jerusalem as the capital. But unlike the U.S., Morrison said that Australia wouldn't move its embassy to West Jerusalem until after a settlement had been reached between Israel and Palestine. The idea was first floated here in Sydney about 2 months ago, just days before an important election for the government in an electorate with a high percentage of Jewish voters.
I'm not sure when he rushed the announcement of moving the embassy that he really knew what he was doing. I'm tempted to think it was a sort of a rookie mistake by an ill-paid Prime Minister. But it's a little more serious than that. My fear is that Mr Morrison hasn't just had to do a political backdown. My fear is that he's made Australia look stupid on the international stage.
Australia's announcement was welcomed by Israel, but criticised by Palestinian officials.
Well, this decision, regardless of the fact that it talks about West Jerusalem, is an irresponsible decision that constitutes a negative interference in the dynamic of the region and in the requirements of peace and justice. Clearly, he has taken such a position for narrow self-interest, for domestic political considerations.
Morrison cited deepening defence and economic ties with Israel as a factor in his decision.
And Australia-Israel trade now running at over $1.3 billion per year. This will help continue to build our strong bilateral trade relationship.
But the move could come at a greater cost for Australia. It's more than 16 billion Australian dollar trade deal with Indonesia, a Muslim-majority nation, was put on hold when Morrison first announced his intention. Australia's new position acknowledges Palestine's aspirations, but does not recognize a Palestinian state or East Jerusalem as its capital. Greg Navarro, CGTN, Sydney.